Stream Elements said, "Stay moist, my friends. Hydrate."
Okay, it looks like everything is settled properly. I've got everything. VStream is going. Title's been changed. Okay, everything looks good. Starting Death and Taxes for the first time. I don't really know much about this game, but it looks fun. So, let's start. And I get achievement just for starting the game. That always feels nice. I am most certainly not skipping the intro. So would I scroll like, okay, like that, okay. Oh, look at the dapper guy and his bow. Very dapper looking fellow. Fate, Keeper of World Order. Okie dokie. Oh, we're missing a lemon or something? Okay, so Fate has to go buy a lemon, I guess. He buys a bunch of lemons, okay.
Excuse me, sir.
And he gets annoyed by a guy at the store, so he decides to kill the guy at the store. Oh, here I am. This is me. I am the Grim Reaper. Oh. Okay, oh. That is an interesting choice. I kind of like the candy skull thing. Oh. Okay. Oh, I kind of like that one. Ooh, I kind of like that one too. Decisions. Yeah, let's go with this one. That sounds good. Begin the bureaucratic afterlife. No idea what I'm doing, but we're doing something.
Finally, the new spawn has awoken.
And we have voice acting. Very good.
What a momentous day. I am honored to welcome you into our world. Spawn. Hang on. Spawn number 8, 7. I am Fate. I am the keeper of world order. Oh, a polite Grim Reaper for a change. This is a good start. Welcome to your new job as an overseer of Cosmopolis City Subdivision 4, the Sun County Wine Region. I know what you are thinking, and yes, your assignment is choosing humans who have to die. Pretty standard stuff. As it is your first day, try to get to know the system, and do not destroy the world, yes? Gallows humor, you see? Right, yes. Clear? Delightful. I appreciate solid work ethics and a dedication to the craft. Remember, the fate of the world lies in your hands. Humans march towards the great dying. They always teeter on the precipice, creating endless chaos. We keep humans from falling off. We establish the equilibrium and keep the chaos in check. For that reason, your actions will have consequences. Yes, you were. Literally. I will now show you your workplace. One more thing. This will be your 7-day evaluation period. When the week is done, you will be assessed. 1 week to show us what you are made of, Reaper.
Okay, not sure what I'm doing still. I don't know what's inside the drawer. There's nothing inside the drawer. I have a phone at least, good for procrastinating and scrolling through Calker. I wonder if I'm making a difference. There's no apps. Okay, I don't know. The marker of death, better pick it up and start marking some files. This looks interesting. Cerberus's Den, feed your soul, open on weekends. My instructions for the day. Welcome, Grim. Here are the files on humans who are in life-threatening situations within your domain. I am granting you time to settle in, so no difficult rules and requests as of today. Quota for the day. 1 human has to die. Send me the files by fax after you have made your decision. Good luck on your first day. Okay. Talia Al-Farsi. Talia is the current president of Formosa, recently elected after years of working as a professor of economic theory. They are known for being critical of exploitative structures and pushing for more wealth equality. They have 3 kids and 8 grandkids. Vivian works with children with learning disabilities and helps them learn musical instruments. They also sing in a choir. At home, Vivian takes care of 4 wonderful cats. I see. So a president or a music teacher? No, I guess the music teacher is less... like that. I have to fax it. Okie dokie. That seems easy enough. Oh, okay, I can scroll up and down. Okay. Quartermaster Mortimer's Plunder Emporium.
What ho, customer! Welcome to Quartermaster Mortimer's Plunder Emporium. The famous, nay, infamous Quartermaster.
What makes you infamous?
Why, I was the very pirate king of lore, feared across the world. Even as I have grown most humble with age, I still carry within me glory days.
Cool.
I, the Emporium brims with plunder. I plundered myself. Browse at your will.
Okie dokie. I mean, I don't have any money, but apparently money is a thing. It spins and whirs, clicks and clacks. Very soothing and helpful in times of stress. More to you, less to others. This dark cape is a classic attire for any grim deeds. It's pleasantly warm while offering protection against wind and rain, which you won't actually need as you'll always be stuck at the office. The looking glass stays gazing ultimately deep into the abyssal depths of the underworld. It reflects everything, mostly just you. Okay, I guess we can come down here once we start gaining money and exploring that. I guess we can't do anything here yet. I guess it's because it's grayed out. Okay, nothing there. The Grim office. That's where we just were, isn't it? of mirror for the dressing room.
Oh, the new Deathspawn. Welcome. How was your first day? Great. We are counting on your dedication. You do important work, after all. Remember, lives are on the line. I see exactly one person perished today, as tasked. Did you figure out the best choice? Indeed. I am glad you are paying attention. In the future, I may require you to make more difficult choices. Such is the unfortunate, indisputable, incontrovertible, ironclad law of Cosmos. Questions? Keep your eye on the letter for future guidelines, and keep up the good work. A new day awaits. Off you go now.
Crow News. Formosan economy gradually improving after critical economic reforms. Me Too. Click here, Talia Al Farsi re-election campaign video. Local teacher found dead at home where cats had been nibbling on her. Fracking linked to earthquakes, new research confirms. I hope you found your accommodations adequate. Here are the rules of the day. Follow them and you will be okay. I am handing you another simple task. A human with an engineering or industrial background. Okay. Mark originates from the island of Aeria, but moved to Cosmopolis City at a young age. They studied engineering at the Polytechnical Institute and started a career as a MeTuber, mostly videos about engineering, where they've gained a considerable following. Mainly they aspire towards becoming a film director. Anna spends all their time and energy on adhering to increasingly unreal beauty standards. After a gut-wrenchingly painful week of juice detox, they still got yelled at for being a fat cow. During moments of weakness, they even tend to believe these claims and accusations. Rajesh is the fracking industry for the money, and no cries from environmentalists will make him rethink. They are determined to rise on the career ladder and become the boss of a fracking firm someday. So you said engineering or industrial. I would imagine fracking is considered industrial, right? That makes sense to me. So down with the oil companies. You sound like a cool guy, so I will let you live. I kinda don't like this one. She spends all her time and energy on adhering to increasingly unreal beauty standards. I'm just going to go ahead and put her out of her misery. That sounds fine. Okay. This doesn't seem too hard.
Grim, how was the second day on the job? Good. I see many deaths in your region today. Too many. No, no. You must pay attention. The task said, 1 human. No more, no less. Unfortunately, such errors mean I must dock your pay for the day. You may leave, Grim. Obviously, you are a professional, after all. The contract stipulates that every death gets a fair salary based on their performance accuracy. Marking profiles correctly is the most important task. If you mark more or less than necessary, you will not get your fee at all. Errors in secondary tasks will reduce the total, even if the primary task is executed correctly. Oh, yes, you will be getting back pay for the missing day. Great indeed. We could use more spawns with your attitude. I appreciate the enthusiasm, generally, but do follow the rules. Good night.
Jolly Roger! Again ye honor me tiny abode with your visit.
Oh, it changes a little bit, it looks like. A pair of sleek, stylish, modern glasses that grant a pleasant face to wear. Make me look wicked smart. Way smarter than the boss, you know. The Lethian Obliterator is used to remove previous mistakes, meaning it erases whichever mark you made on a profile. One use only. Supermodel found dead in hotel room. Damages from fracking deemed to be too excessive and expensive. Government vows to shift towards developing better renewable energy resources. A new day dawns with slightly fewer people alive than required. I know being a Reaper may grow monotonous, but you ought not to take it out on the humans. Please follow the rules and choose the appropriate number of profiles before you fax them to me. 2 humans have to die. Dinah has always loved numbers, and working as an accountant gives them plenty of opportunities to crunch numbers all day long. They know the tax law by heart and always make sure their clients pay all the taxes. Deity have mercy on the client who dares ask for tax evasion advice. Stefan is a liar who absolutely can't stop lying ever. They keep lying even about the most insignificant things. They just like lying that much. On the other hand, the skill comes in pretty handy whenever anyone asks for recommendations. Sumika leads a highly trained anti-poaching team. The number of poaching incidents was greatly reduced when Sumika got approved to use electric weapons and traps against the poachers. Sumika lives right on the edge of the forest with their family. Pauline just quit their high-paying job after saving up a lot of money. Their goal was to get a large enough sum so that they don't have to work for several years. It's generally a nice enough plan, the main drawback being that to pull it off, you have to have a very high-paying job to begin with. Columbia is a distinguished war veteran, these days working as a well-regarded passenger airplane pilot. They're happily married and have 5 children. As a hobby, Columba is extremely interested in the history of religious buildings. Okay, so let's go with you and you. Oh, I can draw things. I didn't realize I could draw with the thingy, but okay. Interesting. I do? Where? Oh, I didn't see you. Okay, there we go.
Grim, my latest spawn. 3 days you have been with us. How do you feel? Excellent. That is what I hoped to hear. As you may imagine, it is important to keep morale up in our line of work. Now, let me take a look at the files you sent in today. Right. Everything looks to be in order. You have followed the rules and marked the correct amount of profiles. There really is not much else to say. You may leave. See you tomorrow.
Prepare for a perilous adventure on the ocean of quality merchandising.
The Infernal Illuminator reveals that which is most deeply hidden. Once you've already made the choices and are passing through again, else it can't show much anything, because that's how things work, okay? I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but sure, I guess. All survived in plane crash due to skillful efforts of pilot. Accountant suffocates under literal mountains of paperwork after being hired to review tax documents of local construction firm. Have you looked outside today? It rains. It has been raining for hours. Appropriate to accompany the despondence within me. Well, here are some rules for you. 3 have to die. And we have how many? 5. Okay, so 2 live. When still in their early 20s, Glory harbored some edgy and extreme views on society and the world in general, up until the point that they grew up and calmed down, readjusting their innate interest on societal issues to gain greater knowledge of history and the myriad structures that affect our lives. Keo has lived in 4 different countries, finally settling down at the Sun County wine region, where they now work as a viticulturist. They enjoy fast food, cooking, and horse riding, and have 7 grandchildren who visit often. Romaine is an extremely menacing person. They used to be an enforcer for a loan shark and constantly look like they're going to break any and all kneecaps in the vicinity. This makes her tax collecting job rather easy. Leon can't even count the amount of shoes they've made. The dream of making shoes that gives an understanding of how it feels to be in other people's shoes, because actually wearing other people's shoes doesn't really give you any particular insights. Grim, I am watching. You should mark this profile to live. Okay, so you specifically want him to live. Okay, I guess I'll do that. Interesting that he, okay. Melina is stuck right in the middle of a taxi mafia turf war. They've had their tires slashed, their car chained to a traffic signpost, the front window painted, and the interior of their car filled with foam. They're now considering joining an app-based rideshare service. Oh my. Okay, so 3 have to die. That means only 2 can live. I'm thinking the historian. and the grandpapa and the grandpapa farmer. I think that's what we're going to do. That sounds good. Okay.
Grim, there you are. Let us be quick. So, I see fewer marked deaths than was necessary. I have no choice but to hand out a reprimand, which comes with the usual punishments. Docked pay per mistake, etc.
And apparently I can't count, so,
I do
yay.
not fully understand what you are planning to do with these small and trivial acts of rebellion. You are mainly just making it more difficult for yourself. Anyway, I am quite busy tonight, so you can go. Until tomorrow, Grim.
Government to crack down on Taxi Turf War after a driver dies of a stupid prank pulled on their vehicle. Cosmopolis City to miss out on incredible amounts of taxes this year as people keep hiding their finances under mattresses and inside the hollowed out legs of tables. Kneecap House seemingly on the rise. Welcome to our history, a new series on the structures behind the shifts and changes of societies. Good, you are paying attention after all. We cannot allow workers to doze off or become complacent, else mistakes may sneak into the workflow pipeline. 2 humans have to die, and we have to spare anybody with a science background. A sharp mind and quick wit have served Fiona well. They are the maths expert in a popular science show, making maths cool again and hoping no one notices their extensive tax fraud endeavors. I said anybody with science background, right? Nova turned to regular embezzlement after their multi-level marketing scheme failed. The beauty products and cognitive enhancers were not just selling. All this to pay off their mortgage and to keep their child in a decent school. Nora films claymation shorts in their spare time. Potential death right there. Lily Ann hails from a small village on the coast, where they spent their early years studying ichthyology. This later inspired them to turn their attention towards global matters, to the multitudinous interrelated networks that make up our planet. Well, he's got a science background, so he has to live. Nija is secretly researching the genetical combining of plants and animals. In addition to mammals capable of photosynthesis and sunflowers with ears, they also dream of a pet hedgehog with an actual hedge instead of spines. So far, the researcher has been costly, but they believe it's for a greater good. Their colleagues are on high alert. Another scientist? Benjamin, hailing from a long line of Army veterans, decided to join the Navy, much to the chagrin of the rest of the family. Yet soon enough they found themselves as the altogether responsible and distinguished captain of a massive aircraft carrier called the Audacious. Potential live, but we still have to kill 2 humans, so... Maria works at the Central Cosmopolis University, where they offer administrative help and guidance to undergraduates. Sometimes they help organize academic events. Life keeps them busy, but they still try to find time to engage in their passion, snowboarding. Okay, so one of these has to die, one of them has to live. Two of these have to die. And I'm probably just going to, yeah, she's definitely going to die this one. Long line of Army veterans. And He's responsible for a massive aircraft carrier. On the other hand, Maria is responsible essentially for the future, because she's a student coordinator. I think I will go like that. That sounds good.
What a day, Grim. What a day. Let us go over your conduct first. Good. I see the correct amount of profiles. Today seems to be in order. Anyway, Grim, 5 days you have been with us. How does it feel to make the difficult choices? Is it, though? I can almost imagine what a normal, basic, dreadful, everyday job would feel like. But think of the humans. Do you think our office is the appropriate way to deal with them? Your certainty soothes me. Ours is the tradition, and those should not ever change. For that is the meaning of a tradition, yes? This control over all the lives, unbeknownst to the humans. Do you not consider it unethical to make the choices you made? True enough. One must be in charge. The others are there to follow. The office is perennial and venerated. Eons we have spent designing the appropriate methods and strategies. We know what we are doing. Oh, I do apologize for taking up so much of your time. Before you go, are there any questions you would like to ask me? Oh, not at all. Anything else? Ah, the children. They are a special case, for a different set of departments to deal with. You will not find any yourself. Countless. Myriad. Exactly. Anything else? Absolutely. All living beings have to be processed after the end. No escape. Even plants. Yes, there is a department for plants. Do not ask about the plant department. Anything else? Technically, kind of, I guess. Ruins are like a type of dead, but then again, they often feel so alive. I must ponder. This topic is a bit too abstract for now. Let us table it. Anything else? An astute observation. You see, Grim, our office does not operate on information about biological backgrounds or genetic composition. Minimal. Everyone you assess is simply human, after all, excluding any monumental error in normal procedure. The bottom line is that the humans end up on your desk and that you must follow the rules. Anything else? Right, it has been enlightening. I bid you a good night. See you tomorrow.
Have ye seen such deals before? 'Tis ye who plunders me.
The face of the great old one, a seriously terror-inducing visage. Then again, who wouldn't want to look like an antediluvian monstrosity? Besides, tentacles are extremely useful and practical. Peculiar flecks twirled disquietly inside this glass globe, never settling. In the middle of the storm stand figures too difficult to discern. Everything seems to be in a state of constant transfiguration. cactus, the most brutal of plants.
By Jones' coffer, the slimy appendage is still here? I shudder at that very memory. Did not know which way was up, which way was down, where to step forward. The walls, they were everywhere. I grabbed what I could and ran as fast as me feet could go. As I emerged from the darkness, I found myself standing in the middle of a carnival. Truly a nightmare.
Miniature, fast-breeding hedgehogs with poisonous spines are eating everything. There may be hope for our planet yet. Scientists on the verge of a breakthrough that may help the dwindling fish population. A win for diplomacy. Captain Avery de-escalates a tense dispute at the Marisola Peninsula before it reaches full conflict. Our small-town prodigy moves to the city. We say, reach for the stars. Scientists are very close to figuring out how to counter a dangerous pathogen. We seem to be on the precipice of dark times. I may have warned you that this job can have harsh moments. Today is that day. A total of 6 humans have to die. At least 2 humans 35 or younger have to die. And any humans with a medical background. Originally a systems engineer for a large tech company, Cavonius has recently begun promoting a return to grim survivalism, to a hunter state, stalking prey in forests, national parks, and regular parks of the world. Any living beast is considered fair game, and this does mean any. A potential cannibal? Okay, no medical background though, so we'll keep that in mind. After decades of working as a doctor, Manuel ultimately just got really tired of it. Nowadays, they're experimenting with dead bodies, trying to sew them together in order to create some sort of new life form that could potentially live forever. So he's got a medical background, which means he has to die. And he is not 35 or younger, so we'll have to keep that in mind as well. Annabelle has devoted themselves to becoming either an astrophysicist or an astronaut. The two things are somewhat related. They are also enjoying painting, mostly nudes, computer programming, and volleyball. Umberto doesn't really have much to do these days at the manufacturing plant, and as automation has made car building much faster and more efficient. Mostly they look at computer screens checking for errors. At home they love tinkering with their old 77 Dio Pulsar. One worked as a diplomat in southern Paraguay for 20 years, spending this time drinking heavily, yet they were never really called for the position. Then they decided for an early retirement. These days they work as a yacht captain, taking tourists dolphin spotting off the coast of Malaya. They still drink like a sponge. For the past 15 years, Ye has spent every day working in a windowless concrete bunker, testing various vaccines in order to eradicate some of the deadliest diseases in the world. During off times, they enjoy lengthy bike rides. Does that count as a medical background? I feel like that does, because immunologists, that's like medicine and stuff. And it said anybody with a medical background has to die, right? After decades of unsuccessful attempts at turning mercury into gold, Holtar decided to utilize their alchemy talents in healthcare. They carefully mixed together various chlorine and sulfur-containing compounds and selling it as a cure for everything. That's also a medical background, healthcare. Iwa works as a nurse in the intensive care unit, making sure the patients don't suffer more than they have to. Iwa is also a big advocate of euthanasia. Sometimes they feel so bad for a patient they give them the gift of death in an act of mercy, without really consulting them. They must live in Canada. So she has to die for medical. And it says that 2 humans aged 35 or younger, but there's only 2 humans that are that young. Iwa, which also has a medical background, and Annabelle. So Annabelle has to die. There's not really a choice there, is there? Okay, so that's got us 5 deaths. That means we still need 1 more death, right? Yeah, so 1 of these guys has to die. And 2 of them have to live. You've got a retired diplomat. Oh, the cannibal. Probably the cannibal, right? Probably the cannibal. Yeah, that makes sense. Probably the cannibal.
Ah, Grim. It looks to be a rough day out there. New recruits often falter during dark time. Yet you seem to have performed adequately. How do you feel after such a day? Good, good. We have to do what is necessary, even if we do not fully understand why. Let us hope these days do not continue. Any idea what happened? Yes, I am. And yes, I do. Yet what use is a reaper who cannot discern the situation from the details in front of them? Your answer would intrigue me, yes? Interesting. An insightful streak may yet rattle inside that skull of yours. Off you go now, Grim. Good night.
Whoa. Hello there. I'm Sari, and I welcome you to Cerberus's Den, the finest drinking establishment this side of the void. I sure as heck haven't seen you before. You must be brand new. Maybe just dapper like the River Acheron. The outfit screams vintage. So, how are you liking existence thus far? Gotta look on the brighter side of undeath, eh? I'm sure you never thought this was how you'll end up. Sometimes these are the cards we are dealt. Okay, newbie, before we continue, I got this little game I play with every fresh-faced patron. It's real simple. All you gotta do is answer a series of questions, and I'll craft a personalized drink inspired by what you said. It's like a quiz. Right, the gist. I'll describe some sort of an odd situation, and you answer how you'd react. I usually do 4 questions, and nothing else to it. Here we go. Prepare for question number 1. You behold 2 doors. One planed and old, the other forged of gold. The old one seems to imply disgrace and shame. The golden door cries of nobility and grandeur. It's up to your brave soul to make the first choice. Which door will you enter? Time for question number 2. You are given the chance to level up one attribute of your character. Which aspect would you increase? Next up, question 3. Almost there. Before you lies a table teeming with plants. You have to eat one of the plants. Your very life depends on it. What kind of plant would you prefer to eat? Alright, final stretch. As I said, 4 is all anyone ever needs, right? After being tasked with creating a computer game about dating monstrous eldritch gods, you've come up with several characters. Which of the possible god beings is clearly the hottest and most dateable of the lot? Got it. Let me just calculate the results. Take a moment. Combative, antagonistic, despotic tendencies. Heck, I've got the perfect brew for you. Let's go for 4 centiliters cinnamon whiskey, 2 deciliters apple juice, and 1 whole lime properly squeezed. Next up, a splash of hot sauce and a splash of lime soda, with a side garnish of cinnamon caramel crystals. The quiz tells no lie. I think I'll call it Armageddon Punch. First one's on the house.
The drink burns the fierce and energetic taste of 1,000 suns exploding, wiping out countless civilizations with their decaying breath. Space-time warps in on itself, brutally folding dimensions down into a singularity that ignites under the unfathomable pressure. It's almost a death-changing experience.
Heckin' understatement of the century! Now what else can I get you? Heck, were I able to count and name all the folks? Likely haven't fully realized the size of this place. We've got you Reapers and all the myriad departments, the Custodian Legion, the weariless data grinders of the Calculatorium, the Abysmal Archive with its archivists, Cadaver Resources, they're just plain on, but someone's got to deal with the internal issues. Middle management, nobody knows what they actually do. Higher management, but they don't visit us. Basically ever. Same with Fate. Many of the regular workers come by the den though, so keep your eyes and ears open. What else you got in mind? Oh, thanks. Mortimer found the original Oinker on an excursion to the Shrouded Zones. It's a bit of a hassle though, keeps multiplying all the time. Take your eye off for a second and bam, tiny piglets everywhere. Go on, take one. Just make sure you feed it with some coins once in a while. Sure, what's your poison? What else you got in mind? Au revoir, Lil Reaper.
The air is eerily cold, as if frozen in place, too scared to move an inch. Hi.
What do you want? A fresh-faced lemon head. Exactly what I wanted to see today.
Hey now, Gus, play nice.
Well, seems I'm stuck with you now. You want to ask questions or something? I'm the janitor. I clean up the damn mess you make. Liquor, spirits, booze, firewater, rock gut. You're daft or something. Ever looked in the mirror or thought about the clientele of this place? Where do you think the drink goes? None of you have a stomach. Anything you consume falls through the rib cage straight to the floor. Pretty gross, right? A gift to the world from all you pompous reapers. Or could be at least a little more considerate. gee. Thanks. Something else you wanted? Simple. I float around and I possess stuff and make the stuff float into the trash bin. Like dust, for example. One dust particle at a time. Or the drinks. One droplet at a time. It could use a bit of modernization, yeah? As if the highest management ever gave any thought to us lowly drones. We're all nameless custodians and spawns to them, literally. Oh sure, the perennial office needs constant supervision. Not like they actually do anything. Something else you wanted? Sorry, they're hella cool.
Why, thank you. You're nothing but a sweetheart, ain't ya?
Ah, shucks. You're the only one who truly treats Gus with respect. What's that supposed to mean? Because you thought I'm the ghost of some dead human, or beast, or what? Of course not! No! Ghosts aren't mere residue, a relic of humans, animals, or whatever other entities. We're just ghosts. We're beings unto ourselves. I am the ghost of a ghost. How do you think? I ghosted around a long while, doing my ghost business, and then one day, I died. I know what you're thinking now, and yeah, there is a ghost apartment. Northeasterly direction down on floor 133. Not too busy over at Geisthorn, though. Ghosts don't die that often. Comes with the territory. Something else you wanted? Yeah, I gotta get back to work anyway.
Good patron, me ship of goods is at your service. Oh, 'tis wondrous marvel. Once upon me and me crew sailed the southern seas and came across an accursed lighthouse. Plundered the lot of it, even the mirrors. Built the frame from beautiful driftwood washed ashore from the ship we rammed into. Covered it in all gold, too, course. Aye, a proper beauty. We don't really plunder educational organizations, eh? You can't rob the ideas hiding inside the brain. Well, usually. So where did I get these fancy scholarly glasses, ye ask? Once, they belonged to a royal merchant, whose caravan I held at gunpoint. So he made me an offer I couldn't refuse. 'Tis be a powerful artifact, turning one into a formidable business powerhouse. How'd ye think I got a hold of this shop?
Knock, knock. That's exactly the question, ain't it? We are the exalted Chimera, envied by all the blind, arrogant fools. We are Angst Ex Nihilo. We are nothing. A despicable failure. We are Elan Vital, the guide who won't lead astray. If only you learn to listen. We are death. How does it feel? Not a cloud in the sky. Have you forgotten what happened? Be seeing you, Reaver. It's a grim world out there.
University mourns as grim epidemic claims the life of promising student. Immunologist dead as epidemic hits hardest at those trying to combat it. Intensive care unit at the local hospital sees an unprecedented spike in survival rate. Corpse-stealing doctor found dead, neck snapped. It's alive! A monstrosity seen lurking around the back alleys of Cosmopolis City. Officers find dozens of half-gnawed human bones in a cellar near Midway Park. Alchemists found suffocated in their own lab. And the ship sails on. Drunk captain crashes straight into coastal rocks, injuring many. The living corpse is real and here to eat your children. Charity auction to take place in rural Cosmopolis. Bring your friends. Okay, see if we can clean up the mess from yesterday. That might give you just the boost you need. Do not forget, you may leave troubles behind, but new ones always lie ahead. 2 have to die. Spare humans who seem helpful against the troubles. Hans started working in a waste disposal a few years ago, but they forgot to ask where to dump the waste during orientation, and at this point they're too afraid to ask. They sneakily bring everything into nearby forest when nobody is looking. Anna has worked as a judge for 20 years and loves her job very much. Not so much because of the bringing of justice, but because of the political power the influence the position brings. Anna likes having power and influence a little bit too much. Don Pierno tries to model themselves after the old mafia novels and films, without realizing those stories are made up by authors who had no connection to or understanding of organized crime. Soon enough they'll realize there are no honor codes and family bonds. Crime is just crime. Alive or dead, this undead creation of Manuel Castellan usually hides either in the sewers of Cosmopolis City or in a cabin at the surrounding forest. They're eloquent and always interested in discussing existential philosophy, ideas surrounding life and death, for obvious reasons. Achak co-owns a logging company where they work as a lumberjack. Although they comply with environmental regulations on paper, they occasionally clear protected habitats by mistake, destroying homes of thousands of endangered birds. Mavis is a grandparent with an estranged grandchild named Guy, with whom they seek to reconcile. After retirement, they move to a calm country home, where they spend most of their time knitting. They own a marvelous collection of porcelain.
Welcome, Grim. It is the end of the week. Your performance review draws near. How do you think you have been doing? Interesting. Yes, your answer has been recorded for the psych eval. Now then, before the assessment, let us look over your daily conduct. I see the required profiles are all here. Excellent. This bodes well for the evaluation. I guess it is time to get started.
Stream elements.
Yes? What
Said,
about today?
Stay moist, my friends. Hydrate.
Today? Oh, everything seems to be getting better as we speak. Do not worry about it. Fixing the world is a slow process. So, keep at it. As long as you follow the rules, it will will all get better. Now, where did I put those papers? Ah, here we go. Right. Looking at these stats, the numbers say your conduct over the 7 days has been most excellent. I am, sincerely, surprised and pleased by your display of loyalty. So much so that the office has deemed you fit for a raise. Oh, do not thank me, Grim. We are just getting started. Speaking of, the raise also comes with a prize. The office is proud to present you with an award of excellence. Display it proudly on your workstation. Do not let this cloud your judgment. You still have much to learn and many rules to follow. Careful, Grim. That is exactly the kind of hubris that will lead to a downfall. As such, your 7-day evaluation period has concluded. You have passed. That is all. Until tomorrow, Grim.
What do you think? Having a nice, relaxing drink? Who told you about the plant department? No one is supposed to know about the plant department. Forget what you heard, Sonny. No such thing anywhere. Who dares to hope in this day and age? We deny everything. Ain't nothing to tell. Stop bothering an old plant, why don't you? Can we? Can we really? You're not gonna leave us alone otherwise? Yeah. Sonny, it's just a regular department. Not even that big, but it's very busy. We're real tired of folks asking about the plant department. Is why we visit the den on Sundays. Lowers the chance of bothersome busybodies with annoying questions. Who even gave you the idea the department is anything interesting? Might be. Can't help it though. There's theater in my xylem. Anything else, seeing as we're now deep in the soil of inquiry? Me? I'm Herbert, you know, sorta like a herb-ert. A herb? Don't forget the green fella holding me up. That's my pal, Tim. Tim's a real hoot. Say hello, Tim. Hello, Tim. Tim's my partner, all root, stem, and leaf. Sometimes they bloom and have the most delightful aroma. Then the bees from the bee department find us very attractive. Anything else? Of course, makes perfect sense, don't it? Don't ask about the bee department. Anything else? Okay, we see you got a keen mind, so we'll let you in on a secret. But you didn't hear this from us. Gotta promise you won't spill a bean. If at some point you break your word, beware. Our rhizome reaches far and wide, right into your room if need be. And these roots can rip the skull off a skeleton in an instant. Snap! A fitting punishment for the wicked. Snap, I say. So listen closely. We're secretly developing technologies that would make all plant matter in the world toxic to humanity. No, obviously we're joking. Or are we? Not in this lifetime, Sonny.
Hey, pleased to see you again. Ain't much happening here today. It's a slow Sunday. Anything I can get you? You mean my favorite pot chock full of plant department goodness? They usually drop in on Sundays due to an aversion of people, which is funny because they're really quite sociable. Personally, I love their quirky sense of humor. What else is there to say? You mean they usually drop personally. What else is there to say? Au revoir, Lil Reaper.
Need ye cures for ailments or a trinket to ward off a curse?
Sporting a super stylish beak, the mask hails from an era of epidemics, where physicians with little to no medical experience tried to alleviate the suffering of the afflicted. An ill omen, but it really fancies up my visage. This Resnier collates accelerate electromagnetic waves of various frequencies generated by the artificial vibration of eternal recurrence, which travel through the ether and then blast them at you. Adapa, the possibly undead, comes out of hiding and enrolls at Central Cosmopolis University. Odd corpse person inspires new ideas about tissue damage and flesh regeneration. International Let's Clean Up the Horrendously Polluted Forest Day announced. Logging company's owner dies of sudden heart failure, leaves entire fortune to leading cancer fund. Can you have a heart attack due to massive guilt? We have the research. Judge rules to allow a severely ill environmentalist to die peacefully. A crackdown on organized crime as police seize a major shipment of narcotics and firearms. Tomorrow Science interviewing the intrepid crew exploring the depths of the ocean. A whole week already. My, the time flies. Well, more tasks straight ahead. I think we are making a difference, so let's continue with what we are doing. 3 have to die. Spare any humans between 35 and 60, if possible. Nature was not stingy when it came to granting charisma unto Mercury. A true silver tongue, the smooth talker could convince anyone to do almost anything. As such, they found their calling in being a motivational speaker. Recently, they've included proselytizing into their over. Caesar used to be a miner until their lungs got completely ruined by pneumoconiosis, also known as black lung. Surprised that still happens in this day and age? That's corporate cost-cutting for you. Césaire now survives off their settlement money and medical pension. Part-time scholar, part-time engineer, and part-time musician who delights in building their own musical instruments out of scrap and spare parts. In their youth, Evelyn read the works of Anvar Jules, author of many fantastical adventure novels. Inspired by the novel The Teenage Commander, they decided to become one. A commander, that is, themselves, and drive thousands of leagues under the sea. And they did. Keith likes attention and has an account on every social media platform. Their favorite activity is hanging off cliffs while taking selfies. Keith's large followership on social media has also brought in a hefty sponsorship from a medical insurance company. Okay, so we need 3 humans have to die, and if preferable, they have to be below 35 or 60, and there are only 3 that fit that description, so that means these 3 have to die. Kind of don't want to kill Space, she seems cool, but that is what it is. The motivational speaker and the unemployed guy get to live.
Grim. Ah, yes, there you are. Good, good. Okay, now, listen up. Great work today. You fulfilled your tasks adequately, and all that. However, an emergency has occurred which requires my utmost attention, and I must depart for a couple of days. Yes, straight to the point. While I am gone, another will be in charge. Even though you passed the evaluation, I cannot leave you without any supervision. You will have more freedom, sure, but it is not limitless. Therefore, you will have to continue your daily reports as usual. I will be informed of your progress. Quite so, and you are already acquainted. You will report to Lady Portington.
I know what you're thinking. I do provide ancient powerful widgets.
Join Mercy on the Path of Glory, a commune for those who seek the revelation. Deep ocean exploration submarine Leviathan disappears near the Coronac Trench. Social media star falls off cliff while taking a selfie. Where are the bees disappearing? The Harvest Festival starts in a few weeks. Bring your largest festivals to the contest. The farmer with the biggest vegetable gets a big cash prize. So, right after I left, mere moments it seems to me, something happened at the plant department. Do not ask. As such, I need you to fill in today, because as a grim for them, I hope it is okay. 3 have to die. Cucurbito pepo is an extremely large pumpkin, weighing in at almost half a ton, and still growing. It lives in a local sustainable farm. Lately the farm has had problems with flooding, which has destroyed many of the other pumpkin plants. Dionea, a Venus flytrap, is hidden in the grass next to a small path to the local honey farm. It almost got stepped on by a farmer, a dog, a horse, and 2 children. It has good living conditions with plenty of food available every day. Curacus is a really large and old oak tree in the Cosmopolis City Dog Park. It is a home to a family of squirrels, while also providing a safe place for a local cat that likes to watch dogs and their owners walk by. Jovibarba globifera, with the common name Rolling Cannon Chicks, is a tiny succulent who likes sunbathing. It lives on the seaside between the rocks next to a seagull nest, never moving, enjoying the small things in life, like not being eaten by a snail or not having a seagull scream at it for a moment. It's a blade of grass. It grows lonesome on the side of pavement at the Cosmopolis City Center. It will likely wilt if not tended to. Whoever would do that, however, remains a mystery. It's a miracle the blade of grass has even survived this long. Life finds a way. So we have to kill 3, that means 2 live. Thinking the really big tree and the really big pumpkin, because the tree is like home and a landmark, and the pumpkin is just a big cool pumpkin. So we'll do you, and you, and you. The cat sits behind the table, very serious and official-like, ignoring your presence. Oh my god, you're just so incredibly cute and fluffy. Slowly the cat turns her head towards you, her eyes blazing with annoyance. She mutters, then places her paw upon some documents littering the table. The cat repeats a sequence of contented meows. She then curls back into a ball and closes her eyes. See you tomorrow, I guess. Okie dokie.
Friend, your visit's like the sun. Regular. And warms the room. A spooky tale if there was one. Stumbled upon a Gothic-like castle during me travels once. Seemed like good looting at first, but nay, a monster hunted them corridors. Head large and round, eyes shining like two lamps aflame. 'Twas paralyzing. Never have I been so frightened of anything in me life. Turns out, it was the Baron who'd got the curse of the were-pumpkin. Only happens during full moons though, and even then, only 1 month a year. So 'tis not much of a curse. Shiver me timbers, 'tis a tale most sordid. I dare not even recall the details, but since ye wish to hear it, I shall tell it forthwith. There I was, scouting some rickety office building downtown, and I saw this in an elevator. Went in, tore it out and made a run for it. The device has immense power. Ye turn the knob, and infinite pleasant noises come from it. Some might even call it music.
A farmer found the reason of the bees disappearing: carnivorous plants. The Harvest Festival contest first prize goes to our local pumpkin farmer. The prize will help us repair the flood damages and keep our business afloat. New trees planted in Cosmopolis City local dog park. City Council brainstorms ideas to turn Cosmopolis City green after the last blade of glass in city found wilted near sidewalk. Alright, we are back to normal. The plant department got their act together. You, however, should be intimately familiar with the drill by now. We mitigate chaos, bolster order, etc. 2. Half of these people have to die. Gideon's had great success with investing into the technology sector, especially during the wave of startups. They seem to have a sense in picking out firms with high growth potential. Lately, they've looked into the gaming industry, trying to find anything that catches their eye. Samuel is an editor with a tragic past, ones they've always kept to themselves. Every day it gnaws at them, causing intense sorrow that can never be alleviated. To numb it all, they have become addicted to painkillers, which often cause them to hallucinate mythological things. Melita's doctoral thesis about calculating the parameters around conflict situations. Afterwards, they decide to put that research to the test in a rough enough environment. School. They're into skiing and crafting little paper versions of fractals, like the miniature sponge. Christoph, the other set of footprints, hosts a religion-themed podcast without trying to be a jerk. Together with a pal, they chuckle through life, an odd joke always ready to be thrown at any moment. When they're not podcasting, they're, secretly, a wrestler under the ring name Bonerges. Oh. It did give a baby pig, didn't it? Interesting. As you enter, the cat paces around on the table as if annoyed and irritated. The cat notes while casually twirling around on her spot, pawing at the table. I'll take this to mean that I'm doing well. The cat carelessly stretches and shakes herself, seeming more or less pleased. A swift nod toward the door with her head makes it clear you should be leaving. Okie dokie, yep, sure thing.
Ah, perhaps ye require a delightful gift for a significant friend.
Don't have enough to get anything. Kind of curious what this does. And this, don't really know what either of them do, but we don't have enough either way, so onward to the next day, I guess. Teacher uses clever mathematics to resolve conflicts with modest results. Investor finds self-ensnared in a sunk cost fallacy. Keeps pumping funds into an experimental art game that doesn't seem to get finished. Noted wrestler Bonerges accidentally slingshot into a pool of lava during show match. Unidentified body found in lake, accidentally drowning presumed. Wallpapers are the fashion of the now. Get wallpapers now or be lame. My, your hands will be kept mighty busy today. What the darn have you been up to over at the office? From what I can see in the data, it looks like a proper mess. Quota for the day, 7 have to die and there are 8, so almost all of them. 2 humans with a religious background, so the one person I spare cannot be religious. I have to spare a retired person. Why is this one red? Michael has been a dedicated worker at the... Okay, Grim. Yes, you. Listen up. Why are you such a tool? Sitting at your desk going over all the profiles like a mindless drone. It's time to break the rules. I want you to do all the profiles today. All of them. Prove you're not completely useless. I don't know how to feel about that. Sect member, praise the revolution, cries Graham, the often so-called right-hand person of Mercury St. Ioannis of the Path of Glory. Little is known of their past, only that they joined the commune at the very beginning. They are seen as the organizational brain behind the whole affair. Before Amandus took over the Daily Moon, The newspaper was in decline. With ruthless determination, they turned the paper into the tabloid powerhouse we know today. While recklessly digging through the lives of others, they've used the paper to suppress rumors about themselves. As a child, Balthasar starred in a series of somewhat popular, if critically lambasted films. Mockery and the subsequent demand to prove themselves drew ruin to their psyche. They soon spiraled into alcoholism and drug abuse, until they met Mercury, who invited them to join all the downtrodden at the Path of Glory commune. For 40 years, Terry wrote charming, fantastical novels for youth and adults alike, up until their health began to deteriorate. They still try to write every day, but the process keeps getting more difficult. They've also made substantial donations to many health research trusts. John started following a prominent lifestyle guru on social media a few years ago. What began as an innocent interest in a wall painting soon transformed into an unwavering insistence that wallpaper is the only acceptable wall covering. And his position is occultist, so that counts as religious, I do believe. Bartholomew experienced a spiritual awakening after eating moldy cheese with a questionable origin while on vacation. Now they spend their time spreading their newfound wisdom to anyone willing to listen. Stewart is the owner of a cozy fantasy literature-themed drinking establishment called Netherworld in downtown Cosmopolis. They're the original party animal and really love obscure horror. They're also a member of a podcast about bad films. 7 have to die, only 1 can live. This looks like the only retired guy, so he's the one that lives. Everybody else has to die, it looks like. Still not sure what's up with that, but we're going to keep following the rules for right now. Yeah. That looks right. That looks right. As you enter, you see the cat Supine, waving her paws in the air as if trying to bat something invisible. All of a sudden, she turns her attention to you, a devious glimmer in her eyes. The cat continues to stare, her tail waggling in a manner that seems pleasant. Today went well. I think I feel even a bit proud. Lady Paldington sits in silence, an accusatory look in her eyes. What, you think I caused that mess somehow? The cat continues her silence. No way, cat. I did not make a mistake. The cat slowly rotates her head to the right. Don't give me that look. I'm a good worker. The cat rotates her head to the left. Why am I even yelling at a cat anyway? The cat blinks. Whatever, cat. I'm leaving. The cat blinks and slowly turns away, signaling her complete indifference of you. I just got an achievement for chunking up the piggy bank somehow. Not sure what's up with that, but that happened.
This offers the best trade in the universe.
Okay, this is new. It's a clothing item. A visage which is in equal parts bold, gruff, smooth, and cool. Straight from the old days when expensive advertising told me smoking was cool. Can't afford anything else, so... You know what? It's only 200. We'll go ahead and buy it.
Smokes are deadly, you know. A curse fouler than any I ever met. Not in me wildest dreams could I rob so many lives. 'Tis gazing down the length of an infinite tobacco stick, inching ever closer to the end. An ancient shaman gifted me this pack after I rescued their child from the rabid coyotes. Guess they weren't pleased with me good deed. Assume this visage and forever be reminded of the mortality of all.
wasn't so good, was it? It's okay. We can figure it out, make it work. Crisp and clear like the azure pond at the forest glade. You were born for this. That's what fate keeps telling you, ain't it? It's like a surge in your spine, a faint echo of a perfect chord. It's very close, Grand Reaper. Be seeing you.
Ex-child actor found dead at the Path of Glory commune after police raid. Drug overdose suspected. Mass suicide at the Path of Glory. Entire commune dead by what looks like an overdose at the behest of noted speaker and cult leader Mercury St. Ionis. Beloved author publishes new novel titled The Dance Macabre. Says it could be their last. Managing editor of the Daily Moon drowns after caught stalking and harassing offspring of local crime boss. Barkeep impaled on a broadsword. In-depth overview of the merits of nuclear power. The world is a wondrous thing, what I have seen out here. Now do try to balance out the turmoil of yesterday. Success can be forged with but a handful of deaths, yes. 3 have to die, spare the law backgrounds. Marassa has tried to be a stalwart guide to the spiritually lost for over 40 years. They've always been open-minded towards philosophical criticisms. Now, in their old age, are growing doubtful about religion in general. They're also suspicious of the fundamentalist dogma that's been slowly creeping into theology. There's 6, so 3 live. Roy's job is to recommend which over-the-counter medicines people should take. After getting some extra money from several herbal supplement producers, they now exclusively suggest that real drugs contain chemical elements and natural supplements are the best. Okay, tempted to make you a dead person? Marcus wants to one day become a detective, but also enjoys being a beat cop. And we have to spare the law enforcement, right? Okay, so he's going to live. They have ingrained prejudices about people from different with different ethnic and cultural backgrounds. Okay, well he's actively working to try and break them, so I guess that's good. This has created dangerous situations, but also saved innocent lives. Degen needs to eat to live, and steal to eat. Their spouse disapproves of Degen's life choices and lets them know of it every time they are together. After a while, Degen decided to lie to their spouse that they got a regular job. That's right, they decided to steal the truth. Victor graduated at the top of their class and made a fast climb on the career ladder, becoming the chief safety inspector of a local nuclear power plant. They have already spotted several mistakes, possibly preventing many accidents. This agent for the Bureau of Agricultural Espionage has always wanted to be a bodyguard for the president, as they have extensive experience in safeguarding the well-being of crops and other flora. They once even played double agent for 2 contesting potato magnates. That sounds kind of close to a law enforcement, but I'm not completely sure. But that's fine. We'll probably kill this guy, the religion guy, and yeah, that sounds good. Definitely want the safety inspector to live. Don't want nuclear annihilation, right? Okay, so yeah, the priest, the sussy, druggy guy, and oh fuck, I messed up. I just pulled a derp. Oh well, Apparently this is going to be a really crazy day. That's what happens when you did it. Okay. Ignore me.
Has Grim arrived yet? Oh, my dear Lady Portington. Why is it such a bother? Indeed. The worries I have to process every single day. Truly, it wearies me. And now to summon such a... Everything would be better without the endless hassle. Oh, Grim. I am most disappointed. I had hoped to avoid having this discussion again. Must I really reiterate myself? You cannot allow all to live. I hope you realize the implications for the world and for yourself. Hello, Grim? You are silent? You have nothing to say? Well, I hope that is because you are rethinking the path you have chosen. This will be marked down as your second warning. There will not be many more. Good night, Grim. We are all walking on a tightrope, prone to falling at any moment. See that you do not.
Ahoy, matey! What can old Mortimer offer ye today? Cor blimey, how did this wee monster even get here? 'Tis not really all that valuable plunder. Found the tiny fellow on the riverbanks of Styx itself. A lifeless, adorable thing. Can't imagine it being useful for anything. But sure makes delightful squeaks when ye stroke it. Ye know why I was the scourge of the seas? 'Cause ain't nothing out there that frightens me. Once we looted an ancient tomb for gods and kings long forgotten. And you know what, matey? Found there the most particular set of ears. Wearing 'em gives ye supernatural hearing. Happened to overhear a mutineer plot that very night. So I threw 'em all right overboard. Plotting with the fishes now they are.
Herbal supplement industry booming. People somehow even more sick than before. Catastrophe which could have wiped out numerous popular potato strands averted due to efforts of one dedicated agent. Petty criminal fined for stealing inconsequential items. Promises to steal more in order to pay fine. Lucky day. Or is it? The unjustly denigrated unlucky number 13. I fail to see the relevance of this kind of numerology. It is but a day like all the others. Where are my papers? What? I don't understand. What? Nani? The cat lounges on the table, brushing her ear with a paw. You wouldn't know what happened to my files. The cat pauses for a moment, then continues, brushing herself, indifferent to your confusion. Did you do something with them? Before the cat has a chance to respond, The phone rings in an ear-piercing metallic clatter. You hear a familiar voice.
Grim, are you there? Lady Poddington, is Grim there? Grim, what do you think you are doing? You cannot spare every person. The equilibrium is at risk, and here you are, leading everyone to a catastrophe. This is your third and final warning. If you continue with this misguided rebellion, I will be forced to terminate you. Contract. Do your job.
At last the cat has already fallen asleep. She purrs softly, contented, nothing else to do but leave. Okay. I guess that happened. Okay, we got the files today at least. Genetically modified crops proven to be a hoax. Use all natural fertilizers. I expect you in my office for your performance review after you are done today. Do not worry about that right now, though. Focus on the task at hand. 6 have to die. There are 9, so 3 live. Anyone related to the transportation industry has to die. Choose humans on the left side of the profile bundle to die. So people on the right live? I mean, that's a little vague because there's... So like what, these 4? One of the right here, I guess. I have no idea how to say that. Which has always had sensible ideas and fantastical visions. Which is why they're now in charge of developing the latest expansion to Planet of Peacecraft. The expansion promises an even grander, open-world experience along with an epic tale of deceit and corruption. When younger, Hakan was the driver of both ambulances and fuel trucks for the military. Now they drive a streetcar all across Cosmopolis City and have driven it for almost 3 decades. In their spare time, they watch a lot of television and solve all sorts of crosswords and puzzles. Well, it says anyone related to transportation, that's transportation. So he has to die. So that's 1. Khalil believes in their power to give only the best advice to potential presidential candidates of the neutral party to boost the success of their campaign. Their self-confidence might be misplaced, as the reputations of everyone they've advised thus far have crashed and burned. Charon is a busybody who goes around claiming to be the most informed, boasting how they've succeeded on their own merit alone, while demanding everything go their way, no matter the circumstances. They feel they've been given a priority above others, and any feeling of perceived disrespect leads them into furious frenzy. Choo-choo, all aboard the best train ever, whichever train Ashley is conducting. They consistently broadcast uplifting messages and jokes, brightening the passengers' day. Well, that is definitely transportation. A yellow sun rises. Shots have been fired tonight, is what Leland says every morning, looking into the distance, prepared for all the crime victims that inevitably get brought in that day. Occasionally they find bones from the dirt and use them to act out key scenes from Whamlet. Ahmad has never been happy with the status quo, as in with whatever they currently happen to have. They're always aiming higher and further, experimenting in various different fields in order to find new ways for ever more productive crops. Yumi is a veteran of the Ahar peacekeeping conflict, a pointless endeavor, all things considered. They enlisted right out of high school, inspired by patriotic jingoism, but quickly learned warfare isn't actually great. These days they work as a pacifist activist and fight for veteran health care. Rayan, otherwise a solid and stalwart journalist, has an obsession, They adamantly claim they saw, when younger, a headless rider emerge deep from within the autumn mist, searching for their lost beret. Okay, so we've got 2 dead. We need 4 more. Humans on the left side of the profile bundle have to die. So I'm guessing that means just the left side, like these 3 right here, right? That makes sense to me. Kind of don't want to kill the farmer, but it says he has to. Because we got the transportation guys. But the only problem... Well, no, it doesn't say the ones on the right have to live. It just says the ones on the left have to die. So then who else do we kill? The Gravedigger seems like a fun guy. Game designers are always cool. We have to choose 2 more, right? I'm thinking definitely Karen. Karen should die. A certain barbarian queen aside. Okay, so 1 more. I'm thinking the activist maybe. The advisor seems harmless, so you'll live. Then you will die, and that's 6. Okay, that's probably fine. Okay.
I have returned. Did you miss me? I certainly missed your droll demeanor. Straight to work, then. So, okay, yes. Today is your 2-week performance evaluation. But before that, we must quickly check your daily conduct. Where did I place those papers, please? Where are you? Ah, here we go. Right. Seems to be correct, or whatever. Let us proceed to the more important evaluation. Grim. How should I put it? In essence, you are a solid and dedicated worker. You play by the book. You do what you are told. There is little to criticize in your conduct, except perhaps for the minor lack of independence. One might expect at least an inkling of rebellion. Does an autonomous personality hide anywhere within your skull? You are dependable, faithful, trusted. Is that all you are content with? Now, obviously, you are to be granted a small bonus. No one can argue you have not earned it. Keep it up. The ultimate evaluation is in 2 weeks.
Why, hello again. The den is always glad to see a returning customer. Hey again. What can I get you? Fate's cat? She's an adorable furball, ain't she? Always skulking around in search of mischief. She sneaks down here, too, so I feed her a few morsels. Ooh, you must have offended her somehow. She's got a mean streak if you're not deemed up to par. It's nice she keeps Fate company. Fate's archaic, although Zaons might not be good for the, mentality. What else you got in mind? Oh? What did this mysterious entity want? And do you follow him, or what? You're already dead, ain't you? What's the worst that could happen? Elsewise, truth be told, I'm of little help. I don't know what goes around in the office, I just own the den. What else you got in mind? Au revoir, Lil Reaper.
Accentuate the morphological field. Some reclassification of the framing stratum. Ah, I should have known. Scaffolding of the antediluvian complex. Oh, maybe. Meta-resonance trigger. One might say so, if they're so inclined. I am the prime curator of the Abysmal Archive, the archive of all existence. Or the bits I've managed to catalog thus far. Did you know there is a lot of existence? More than you are able to conceive. But never mind all that. I shouldn't disturb you with ancient accounts. As you're talking to one of the archive, I suppose you have numerous questions. Worldly questions. I'm happy to oblige. What is it you wish to learn?
Much can be told. Alas, you're not of the correct conviction to learn it all.
Suffice to say, the archive holds and protects matters concerning the entire cosmos. Young Spawn, your mind is pierced by disorder and volatility. You burn with resentment, often lashing out and dream of a symphony of destruction. Seek out a more balanced ethos, and you may get to peek deeper into the Abysmal Archive. Immeasurable these days. What little you see down in the cellar is but a tiny corner. There's a lot to do. I gather, protect, and curate. It must be kept in order to guarantee optimal research conditions. You see, many archives are also research centers. Others come to examine our files, trying to find interesting new topics. Or they rediscover old themes and ideas. Tons of fun. We also provide population data for the calculatorium. Any other questions?
Our most venerable tower of drudgery, where all fortunes get decided. This place in particular, hundreds of years.
You think that's not very long, don't you? Yeah, well, we had to relocate. The original place got too cramped due to growing activity. Fate had it commissioned. Found a couple of talented young architects who had just started a new bureau. I think it was called Langenfried. Took some effort to find the perfect spot in Cosmopolis, but the construction went smoothly. Spawn number 1. They're not around anymore, though. Meticulous at first, but grew rather erratic over time, so fate had to fire them. Straight into the sun! Blam! Any other questions?
Efficiently, as far as I can tell. Can I recall the number? I haven't counted for so long. Seems to me it gets bigger all the time. But not all can see all the floors, yes? Floor visibility is restricted by necessity. How many entities are there? All across the cosmos. I reckon there are as many as must be. What would you deem more interesting than managing the intricacies of life and death, eh? Although, wild things happen over at accounting. Beyond belief. When it comes to filing tax forms, you can't even imagine what they get up to.
Any other questions?
Definitely not. I wouldn't dare to interfere with the fine-tuned pipeline of profile selection. This is a most dire breach of conduct. I hope there wasn't anything inappropriate on the file. Most terrible. I hope you dealt with the matter accordingly. We must be vigilant for these lapses in judgment. A datamonger, a reaper, someone grows disillusioned with the structure before them and develops a heart of rebellion.
Friend, the box is there for a reason. Mere spawns should not defy highest management, for they know what they're doing. We are a complex clockwork whole. If one falls out of line, the whole begins to suffer. The system lags, becomes less efficient, and less accurate. This can lead to a grievous cataclysm, for the world depends on our cohesion. I hope you enjoyed our talk. I must return to the archive. I hear it beckon.
Well, this has been interesting so far. Not sure what the heck I'm doing, but it is 1800, which means it is time to end. Thank you for coming, friends, and I will see if there's anybody I'm going to raid. Give me a moment for that. Hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow for some more Star Wars. Is there anybody on B-Stream first off? I think I've already raided them this month. I don't want to do too many multiple raids in 1 month. Okay, maybe there. If you could stop being weird. I genuinely don't understand how electronics can just be so... No. No. Stop being weird. Stop being weird. Stop. I could do that if the thing will stop being weird. Why are you doing that? You're being really fucking weird. I don't know why he's doing that. I don't know why he's doing that. Okay. Yeah, okay. Screw you. Okay, we'll just raid this person. Here's the raid message if I can get on the right page. Okay, yeah. And we'll raid them on Twitch as well. Okay, so feel free to copy that, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe, friends.